Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here, and I am wrapping up Friday, Black Friday, and I don't mean that in a racist way, I mean that in a shopping madness after Thanksgiving way. But Black Friday night is in the bag, guys. I started a little bit earlier than I normally do, and I'm glad I did, because it's 1 a.m. Saturday morning, and I'm done. And I'm done for a couple different reasons, but let me kind of rewind and go back to the beginning. So I got down to the city, I bounced around Silver Spring, College Park, then finally got into DC. Was very steady in DC, just lots of little trips, back and forth trips. Was really making a huge amount of headway. At about 10 o'clock I had $100+ in, 17 trips. It was looking like 30 trips was going to be my target. And then I took my dinner break between 9 and 10, like 9:15 and 10 o'clock. When I turned my app back on after I'd eaten something, I got some trips that took me out to Bethesda. So once I got out to Bethesda, every trip I got took me further and further and further away from the city. McLean, Virginia, Rockville, back to Bethesda, back to Rockville. Like, I couldn't get back towards DC to save my life. So for 3 hours, that's literally what I've been doing, is just bouncing around, that northern Montgomery County, like Bethesda-ish area. And it's Rockville. I'm like far up into Rockville right now. And, it's quiet enough that I'm not getting steady rides. They're 3, 4, 5 miles away to do a 2-mile drive. That's not profitable. I'm driving more to pick them up than I am to deliver them to their destination. And that's really bad math. That's really, really bad math. So, it's 1 a.m. I've got, I used about 3/4 of a tank of gas tonight, just a lot of city driving. And I'm over $200. I think I'm at like 205, 210. And that's a good night. 26 trips, $200+. That's a pretty good Friday. I was really shooting for 30. I really thought 30 was going to be the magic number. But, I think it's fair to say I lost those 4 trips that I wanted when I got sucked out into the suburbs. Because if I'd stayed in the city and not gotten that trip to, in that direction, I would have done a lot of little trips. And it might not have added up to $200, but I certainly would have got to 30 trips. So just means tomorrow I've got to be a little bit more focused on trips and not dollars. And try and, if at all possible, avoid the longer trips, because they're a trap. So, that's kind of the plan. Am I disappointed that I didn't get to 30+ trips? Yes. Because I really thought today was going to be a busier day than it was. And for all I know, the city could be crazy right now. But I'm an hour plus away from DC, and I'm less than an hour to my house, believe it or not. So it's not worth the investment to get to the city at 2:30 and then work for 45 minutes to an hour and then drive the hour and 20 minutes home. That's bad math. That's just bad math. If I'm this close to home, which is, kind of like the apex, it's the closest point I'm going to be to home while still technically in a DC area, I might as well turn that way at this time of night. And that's my goal, because I want to start a little bit earlier tomorrow. So I'm okay with finishing where I finished. It's definitely not a bad night. It's just I wanted a stellar night, and instead I ended up with a good night. And sometimes that's how it goes, guys. But, I'm going to make my 65 trips. I don't doubt that. I'm going to get my quest goal. I don't doubt that. I just wanted to do it in 2 days. I didn't want to do it in 2.5 days. And that's an ambitious target, but that's what I was shooting for. That's just me being honest with me and setting goals for myself that are ambitious. Because if I'm not setting goals that are hard, then I'm just giving myself a pat on the back, and I'm not that kind of person. It's not about patting myself on the back and saying what a great job you did. It's about setting goals that really push me to work harder, think smarter, and be strategic. And tonight, the winds of fate just took you in the wrong direction. It was kind of, some nights you get lucky and you're thinking about where you want to go, and your next trip takes you right there. Like Uber's psychically connected and knows what you want. Some nights it's the opposite. And Rockville to me is kind of like a no man's land. There's not a lot of trips. They're longer trips. They're longer pickups, and they're just not. That's really bad financial math. It really is. It's not worth the investment to drive 5 miles to pick somebody up for a 2-mile trip. It's just really, really bad math. So that being what it is, I made the right decision to call it quits. I've been on the road now for 12 hours because I started at noon. Longer day than normal. I'm okay with the extra couple hours because I really wanted to have a productive day, and I feel like I did. But that's the that's the point where I'm going to start getting woozy and I'm going to start getting sleepy, and I don't want that to happen. I know my body clock. I know what I'm capable of and what I'm not. And, I am not a person that can sit in this car and drive for 16 hours. I just can't. So, the nights when I do that, I feel like crap the next day. I need to be fresh tomorrow. I need to have another A+ day tomorrow. And that's not going to be possible if I'm out on the road till 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I'm like a zombie tomorrow. So this is all about strategy. A lot of people were telling me on Facebook tonight that, it's been slow and it's been sluggish and they quit early. And, I believe that that's ironic because this is not necessarily my best Friday ever, but it's definitely not my worst Friday ever. I would consider it a strong Friday in the DC market. A strong Friday. Active all throughout the night, steady back-to-back business, not at all sluggish. So, that's where we stand, guys. I don't have a week-to-date number, honestly, because I just forgot to look before I started recording. So I'm just not really sure, but it's probably somewhere in the range of $650-ish between Uber and Lyft. Now, I haven't done any Lyft today, but I did Lyft earlier in the week before the holiday, and that's fine because if I can land somewhere around $900-ish before my quest, then I'll be right where I need to be, and that's just fine with me. So, that's kind of the way I want this to work. I think it's just going to go. I think it's going to be a good week. I think I'm going to have to push tomorrow. And ultimately, I don't want to have to work too much on Sunday. I really do want to take Sunday as an easy day, but we'll see how that plays out. So I will. I'm going to sign off here, guys. I'm going to go home and get some rest, and I will see you guys back on the road tomorrow. You guys have a great one. Oh, and by the way, I hope everybody had a really great holiday. Some of you guys reached out to me, and I really appreciate that for those that did. But even for the ones that I didn't hear from, I just hope you guys all had a really, really great holiday. Were able to spend some time with family and friends, and that it was able to kind of recharge your batteries a little bit, because that's what it's all about, guys. It's about spending time. I had a good holiday with my family. A little stressful for a minute or two, but like I said, my daughter's going through some things, and sometimes her anxiety gets the better of her. But all in all, it was a really good day. I got to spend a lot of time with the kids, and we played games and we just did stuff, and we all sat down at the table and had a good meal, and it was a good night. It was a good night. I drank a couple glasses of wine, which I don't normally do, but which may be why my stomach's a little bit disappointed at me today. But I'm not really much of a drinker, guys, in case you didn't know. I'm a lightweight, and so my body has told me a long time ago, years ago, just don't bother drinking because it's not going to go well. So there you go. But I wish you all the best. I am going to be on the road tomorrow. I hope you're going to be out here with me. You know, DC is where it's at on Fridays and Saturdays, guys. If you're not in DC, think about it. Some of you guys, it's a long haul. Look, it's a long haul for me too. It's an hour and a half one way, an hour and 20 minutes one way. But the business is there on a Friday and a Saturday, especially in the evening time. The business is there, and I think it's well worth the investment of time and money. So, and then when you throw on top of that the Quest money that Uber's given out, which has been very good on the weekends. I'm not a fan of their Monday through Thursday quests because I always think they're a joke. But their Friday, Saturday, Sunday quests are very aggressive and they're very good, and I love it. So that's where we stand, guys. About 10 minutes in, I'm going to wrap this video up. I will see you guys out on the road tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Bye.